Who do we got next, Kathy?
We have Robert from Akron, Ohio.
Robert.
How y'all doing out there? Paul, I want to ask you, why weren't you allowed to do more with such a phenomenal talent like Cesaro? I mean, you've been able to take Brock Lesnar to heights that Brock Lesnar didn't achieve by himself, and I know how much you believe in Cesaro. So what happened there?
Here's what happened to Cesaro, and it was both a blessing and a curse for him. When I was paired with Cesaro, Brock Lesnar had just beaten the streak the night before. Now, Brock Lesnar goes on hiatus. The theory would be Paul Heyman goes on hiatus with Brock Lesnar. But that had to be, in all humility, the single biggest win in WWE history. Because it wasn't, listen, titles change all the time. One person turns on another all the time. Storylines develop all the time. That was a streak that lasted almost a quarter of a century. The guy won 21 straight WrestleManias. That's only going to happen once in any of, nobody's going to get to 21-0 again. Brock Lesnar can. He's lost at WrestleMania. No one can get to 21-0. That was a once ever victory, okay? So what do we do? Everybody here bitches and moans and complains when you see something happen on television and they don't follow up with it, right? And you should. You should. Oh, they did this in the first hour. I didn't hear about it in the second or third hour. Why didn't they follow up? Why didn't they give this meaning? Why didn't they really understand how important this was to us as the audience? We beat The Undertaker at freaking WrestleMania, okay? So what do? You put Paul Heyman back on television on every show, Raw, SmackDown, Main Event, Superstars, any show I can go on so I could say one thing. My client, Brock Lesnar, conquered The Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania and drive that point home every time. Cesaro gets paired with me, to be blunt, as an excuse for me to be on television and remind everybody that Brock Lesnar beat the streak. The hope was that we could rub some of that credibility, that we could rub some of that star power, that we could rub some of that spotlight on Cesaro. The unfortunate part for Cesaro is it relegated him to being a supporting player for a guy doing a promo about something else. The fortunate part for Cesaro is it put him in the same frame on television with that guy, so Vince McMahon had no choice but to notice him. Because before that night, I don't know how much Vince actually really noticed Cesaro. So in front of the camera, it was a curse for Cesaro. It was terrible for him. But behind the scenes, at least it brought him into the spotlight, into the conversation, so that down the road, he could get the push and the promotion and the marketing that he deserved. But I'll ask you one other question. As bad as it was for Cesaro, and I'll admit it was, I felt terrible for him. As bad as it was for Cesaro, would this rematch this Sunday between Brock and The Undertaker be taking place if I didn't spend 4 months on television saying absolutely nothing but my client, Brock Lesnar, conquered The Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania? Right? And that's the point. In the big picture, and this match, to be blunt, I said it on television and I meant it. It's the match too big for WrestleMania. So if this match is such big money this Sunday, then Cesaro served his purpose. His purpose on television and in life for those 4 months was to provide a forum for Paul Heyman to remind everybody what Brock Lesnar did so that one day we could get to this rematch this Sunday. And in that, Cesaro again excelled.
Don't clap. I don't like that you just turned a question about Cesaro into another commercial for Undertaker Brock Lesnar.
But it's the truth.
Yeah, I know. I'm just teasing.
Don't tease me. Katie's here to tease me.
That's correct.
And she does just by sitting next to me.
She does. That wasn't even that sweet. I mean, he's talking about, well, whatever.